Welcome back to some more easy blues harmonica, and this week we're going to talk about our scales and how can we use scales to really find our own voice on harmonica. My mate Jason put out an awesome video this week about finding your own voice using the chord tones. Go check that out. But with scales, like scalar improvisation, if you'd like to call it that, so what is the point of learning our minor pentatonic scale? Apart from the fact that it sounds awesome and it's really cool in blues, it gives us a choice of notes that we can feel confident in, we can feel secure in. So how do we use that to improvise? Generally, for example, let's take a very general sort of example. Now sometimes, something basic, sometimes in Western we sort of think basic is simple, which is bad, which is boring. We want to get onto the cool stuff, we want to do the fun things. So it's more fundamental, which means it's the most important thing. So I like, in a blues, to outline the chord progression, and I like to play the root note of the chord, the first note of the chord, on the first beat of the bar. Now, it's not a hard and fast rule, but it's a little bit of a rule that I generally sort of use for myself. And I move between those notes using the scale. So, for example, as I'm going through a 12-bar blues, as I move through bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, I know that in bar 5, I'm going to move on to the 4 chord, which is 4 blow on the harmonica. So in my head, I'm thinking I want to be moving towards that note so that I can hit it on the first beat of the bar. So what's a good, practice method for doing that? What we're going to do is we're going to get our twist backing track that we've used before, so it's nice and familiar to us, and we're going to play the root note of the chord on the first beat of the bar, and then we're going to move through our scale so that we can get back to the root note of the chord on the first beat of the bar. So, for example, I might be sort of doing something like, I'll just sort of play one for you. 12-bar blues. 1, 2, 3, listen. Cool. Dog loves it. So my thinking is outline the one note, hit the root note of the chord as I get to that part of the bar. So for my 1 chord, I'm basically going, because I'm rolling back onto that. When I want to move on to the 4 chord, I've got, and then for the 4 chord, I just went up and back. Now, I ran out of basically time to move through the harp. I could have. Instead, I just went straight back to the 1 chord. Same with the 5, 4, and the 1. Now, it doesn't matter too much what I choose. What I want to be doing is I want to be thinking where the root note is, where the first beat of the bar is, and how am I moving back and forth to get there. So let's hit our backing track up and let's play together. And like I said, we're going to use our scale to move back and forth. So while we're doing it, actually, for the 5, the 4, and the 1, like the end of the 12-bar blues, because they're pretty sort of hard, or pretty fast really. Is what I'm going to play. For you guys, explore. Let's get ready. Okay, harmonica's ready. Here we go. want you to get that backing track going in the background. Start off looking for where the root note of the chords are and just moving between them. That's your aim, but it's a 12-minute long backing track. So if you get bored, and I hope you do, with just doing, explore it, like make it cool, like don't have to change the notes, you can use just like cool rhythms. But you can also use the notes, like explore through your scale. These are the choices that you have. So you might like to be going. Get out there, have some fun, but it starts with the fundamentals. Root of the chord on the first beat of the bar. Doesn't matter if you don't get it, but if that's what we're aiming for, then that gives us some structure. It'll give your song some structure, and yeah, it'll be fun. Get out there, have some fun.